Okay, so now I have a task for you. Your task is to build by yourself the delete endpoint. So let me go to my slide here. So now I want you to build a delete endpoint with this particular path. So it's the same as put. It shouldn't be too hard. And you will just need the people ID. And based on the people ID, you need to find that specific element in your list, and you will need to remove it from that particular list. And then I want you to return this particular list. So you should return the list of persons to the client. So now we currently have hard-coded 3 elements. So if I want to delete the person by ID 1, I should expect to receive only these 2 elements to the list. So try to think of this by yourself. How would you put the request mapping, what type of parameters you will do, and also the logic in Java. So you can, test your skills in what you've learned so far and also in Java. And then unpause the video and let's do it together. Okay, so now let's do it together. So first of all, I'm going to go here. I'm going to add my method. So I want to return the list of persons, delete 1. Now, I only need ID because I will delete a person by ID. I'm going to go here. I'm going to Control E, implement this. So these are the steps. Get the list from DAO. Get the element from to delete. If the element exists, delete it. Now, as with the previous methods, we won't care about exception handling and validation. We just want to do the happy path. So first, get the list from DAO. So I'm going to get list, person list, and then I'm going to call my method from here. No point in, doing the no point in doing the same code all over again. So get people. Next, I'm going to get the element to delete. So person to delete, and I will still use the same method as I have used in my edit method. And now, if the element exists, delete it. So I'm just if objects non-null person to delete. I'm going to call the remove method, which I have in a list, and person to delete, and return person list. And then I'm going to go to my person controller, and I'm going to create my method, which I want to return person delete 1, integer ID, return person service delete 1 ID. And here I'm going to put the mapping. Now the method will be delete, and the path will be the same as I said, what we have to to put method, put, and also to get. So this is the standardized way of building RESTful APIs. You will have the same path for get and for post, and the same path for get 1, put 1, and delete 1. And here I will just need to put the path variable because this is the only thing I care about. And then I'm going to restart this. Now I'm going to go to Postman. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to click delete. Now, what I will expect, let me just call this. I will expect only these 2 elements. As I see, I have the same 3 elements. Now, why is that? This has something to do not with Spring, but with Java. And the fact that here in the remove, this is trying to remove the person, if we go here, by object equals. And if you know in Java, the way objects are compared to one another is their reference in memory. And this person to delete is being from this method get1, and this method get1 is using a streams. Now, if you know about streams, streams are immutable. What immutable means that when you type this stream, it will transform this original list into a new list, and it will return a new object. So it won't return my object from this list, it will return a new object. And that's why it's comparing this new object with my object from the list, and it's not finding a match. Now to do this, I need to override the equals and hashcode method in my person class, and I want to specify my own logic. So my own logic will be that I'm going to compare by ID, because in a real case scenario, the IDs should be unique. So I'm just going to type Alt and insert, and then let my IntelliJ do this. So here I'm going to type next. I'm just going to select ID because I want to compare only by ID. ID, it's fine, finish. And you see IntelliJ has added equals and hashcode for me. And now it's not comparing by memory, by references memory, but by the respective ID. So let me just restart this. And then do this. And as you see, now it's working. Now what happens if I type 1 again? I'm going to get the same list because 1 doesn't exist. Now if I type 2, I'm going to get the 2, but if you see here, the 1 still remains. Why is that? Again, because this is based on the streams which I'm using in getPeople. Here in getPeople, I'm not returning the original list, but I'm returning a string. So to do that, I'm going to type here person, person DAO get person from DB. So now I'm taking the original list and I'm removing an element from the original list, not from the copy on which the streams have created for me. So now I get the 1. Let me just delete the 2. And let me just delete the 3. So now my list is empty. So if I go here, I will have an empty list. Why? Because I have taken the original list and I have removed from the original list based on the ID on which it has found in my get1 method. So that's all. Now, if you didn't manage to do this, don't worry. Don't worry about errors. Okay, don't worry, because you will do all of this in your career as a programmer, and you will grow, and it's no problem. For now, it's just to learn. But now we have successfully built a RESTful API, a CRUD API. So let me put here CRUD API. So CRUD stands for C create, which is the post method. R, which stands for read, which is the get method. U stands for update, which is the put method. And D stands for delete, which is the delete method. Now we have successfully created a very simple CRUD API, but we have not added exception handling, validation, and no persistency. But we have just created only the happy path. But so far so good. You have learned a lot, about request mapping, about path variables, about request body, about how JSON, what JSON is, how the front end communicates with the back end. And basically with this kind of information, this is what the front end will use and will transform your nasty little objects here into very beautiful UI format. And don't worry, we will enhance this project till you will get a full API like in a production real case environment.